everyone, it's Desiree, back with another let's just sit down and craft. I'm kind of enjoying these, but again, it is focusing on junk journals, building up your junk journals with the ephemera, the pockets, the tucks, the cards, the different ways you can make the cards, the envelopes, and the different ways you can do that, and all of that. So it can be just about anything. So the next idea that I have, there was a video. I'm always inspired. So usually as these ideas are coming through, it's kind of like bits and pieces from all of these videos that I've watched. But there was one that I was watching, and it was posted a while ago. But the YouTube channel is called Junk Journal Ideas. And she made these fold over tucks, and they were little tiny envelopes, and you could unfold them and all of that fun stuff. But I loved the concept of having a tab that comes off of it. I love things that stick out of the junk journal, you know, just pop out here, there, up at the top, the bottom, you know. That's why there's such, you know, tassels of my hands. Okay, yeah. That there's tassels and everything else. It's just something that I've always done. It's my look. We all gain our own feel and process when it comes to when we make what we make, no matter what it is. Mine is definitely very loose. Things need to stick out. Things need to pop out. Whether it's from the side, whether it's from the top. Again, I just like that look. So with that, I really fell in love with how she created these little tiny tabs that come off the top. So again, now I'm just putting a different spin on it. I have a tab up here, and I'm taking some craft cardstock and I'm just folding it over. Now again, it could be pattern paper, you know, whatever paper you want to use. I always usually use a craft. This is actually the one that we're building. I just haven't put all of the elements in that we've been doing yet, which I will show once we do. But what this does is it just sits over the page, just like that. So it creates a tab. It creates this could be used like a bookmark. This could be used, you know, any way that you want, but it's a tab. If you want to divide up your book in different sections, it's a way that you can do that. It's also a journaling spot. You know, if you can write on, the person can write on this, your recipient can write up in here, and in here, and then also in the back, if you just keep them plain. So it just adds a little something something to the top, and again gives me something else that will fly off. Now the beauty of it is, you know, it doesn't, you know, you've really got to, I mean, I'm really throwing this junk journal around to try to get that out, and it won't. So, you know, you could possibly also put stuff up in there and make it, you know, truly a tuck. Okay, now that will fall eventually, but it could be an interesting bookmark. So I'm going to show you these. I will link down to her video before, because again, I'm sure others have done it. But again, that's who inspired me to come up with this. And you can see I have tags all over. It's telling me where I'm putting all of those things in. So again, this is very basic. Now I'm linked into the Graphics Fairy. I'll link that down below as well. Beautiful images. They're free. You can become a member to go into the next level. But you can get a daily free image sent to you if you just want to sign up to the newsletter. I recommend it. So if you're interested in all of this. So again, I will link that down below. So these are the images that I'm using, also in combination of some images from Tracy Loves Junk Journals, Tracy Fox, with her little tiny circles here. So those are hers. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take this one. I'm going to show you how I made this one. Very simple, very simplistic. Can be made out of solid cardstock. You could use pattern paper, whatever it is that you want to use. You can use what you have. Use what you have. Can't say that enough here. Then what I'm going to do is we're going to make a few more, but we're going to build up onto them. What are the other things that you can do and so forth with this? So, all right, let me set that aside. So I have some strips here because again, I always, my scraps and everything, I cut them down, or I've started doing that. So like if I have extra cardstock pieces, I can cut them down into certain shapes, and they can be backings for tags, they can be backings for cards, they could be bases for collages, and so forth. So I just cut them down to be manageable. So these are the ones that I have. So I want to do something that's a little thinner. This one was actually 2 1/4 inches wide. And it's like by 7.5 or 8.5 inches. So, I mean, it's long so that it can, you know, fold over. So this one here is actually 1.5 inches wide, and it is 8.5 inches long. So I'm just going to fold it. I'm not going to worry about where I'm folding it, how I'm folding it. Is it being folded in half? Not worried about that, because maybe I want the back longer than the front or vice versa. So I just do want to create the fold. Now I'm going to look at this and decide, all right, do I want to rip it? Because I always like ripping my cardstocks. This time I think I'm going to go straight across. All right, and right now I'm going to start going to ink this up. Now when I ink this up, I will ink up both sides, the inside and the outside, because if this is going to be another journaling spot for either yourself or the person that's the lucky person that's going to get it as a gift, you want to make sure that they have, you know, that it looks right on both sides. So I am going to ink up both sides. Okay, so we have that. So we can do this a couple ways. I do like the bigger circles. Now again, these are from the Graphics Fairy. And what I like to do is I like to cut out, these are 1.5 inch circles that I've printed them to, and I like to cut a piece of cardstock the same size. It gives them a little bit of weight. I'm going to use my Oohoo stick. Everyone kept on saying the Oohoo stick is awesome, and yes, they're right. Yeah, they didn't lie on that one. The Oohoo stick is like nothing else. Absolutely love it. So I'm just going to glue those down, and then I do like to use my bone folder just to make sure that the areas are covered. And then we're going to do this one. All right, and then of course I'm going to put my cap on this. Of course, we've got to ink. Okay. All right, so now when I grab this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on here. So I'm going to come up halfway with the glue. And I'm going to make sure that that glue is where I want that. So you can set these up as high as you want, as low. You know, for this one here, you know, I came up maybe 3/4 on the circle. This one here, I'm going to have it be halfway. You can also tell that since this one is wider, okay, I've got more of this edge here, where this one is actually going down right onto, you know, the strip that's coming off of it. And that's okay, because now I'm going to come in with the other one. And you do want to make sure that you get your glue up to the edge. And now I'm going to set this on the other side and make sure that it's even with the other circle. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'll clip that. Now, when I clip it, I know I'm away from the screen. I want to make sure that my clip is flat, because with the glue being wet, it can take on the mark of this clamp. And I don't want it to do that, but I want it to be held down. So I kind of play with these just a little bit, kind of hold them a little longer. I'm going to get some of my rubber ones here, and hopefully they won't leave a mark. We'll see. I got these at the dollar store, and I'm just going to let that dry. And that's all to that. You know, nothing, you know, again, they have you have a place to write. You have a place to journal. You can journal inside. You can journal on the other side. So at least that's giving you those areas that you can. But I think it's a cute bookmark or page marker or whatever you want to call it. Now, I believe too that this can also be used for something that's on the side. Yeah, you can actually put it to the side as well. So it doesn't have to sit just on the top. It can sit on your pages and grab a hold of it. That's why I make sure that there's something on the back as well, because it kind of creates that clamp when it dries. So it makes it just a little bit tighter up in here, or form-fitting. So, you know, because that's why I put that craft paper too, that cardstock behind this piece as well. Again, it's just making it a little bit stronger, so that you can go to the sides, to the tops. I wouldn't go to the bottom, I mean, but you probably could. But you can see that can stick out like that. And now we have something else that's coming out of that side. Okay, so very simple. You can use any image. You can use a stamped image, as long as it can go into, you know, this is 1.5 inch circle that I'm using. So when I printed these out, that was the size that they came out. I just happened to have 1.5 inch, yeah, 1.5 inch circle punch to cut my craft pieces. You know, again, if you don't have a circle punch, you can just cut them out by hand. Again, they don't have to be perfect or anything like that. Okay, so this is one way to do those. So let's see, let's do some other things, because what we can also do, I'm just going to fold this, because we can add other things coming off the top. We don't have to put our, you know, tear our corners. So let's make some more, but let's just embellish a little bit differently if we wanted to. So I'm just going to round these corners. I think that'll be pretty. And these, again, I got these from the Graphics Fairy. I am a member of their site, and I absolutely love it. There's some great ideas. They have some great things available for everyone, which I think is wonderful. So these are these little tiny tags. Now, of course, they were a lot bigger. I really shrunk them down. I tend to do that. I'll take some of my images and shrink them down so that I can use them to layer with other projects, not just for what they were intended for. Again, which is fun. You know, you can change, you know, what something looks like by making it, you know, a different size. I'm also going to get these ready here, because there's going to be a couple others that I'm doing. And okay, shouldn't have done that, but that's okay. I can do this. There we go. Oh my goodness, this stuff is strong. Wow. Strong. So I'll just cover that one up. Well, that made that easy now, didn't it? Okay. And I'm going to put that one there too. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to trim these. Just going to use my scissors. I really like my longer scissors better. There we go. And I'm just trimming along the paper that I had there. And now I'll do that with this one as well. Circles were easy. Had a punch, and I used it. Okay. All right, so I have these and I have those. So I'm going to take this one, it's like some more, and I want to use one of these. And I actually want to use one of my butterflies, because I love butterflies. And oh, I think that'll be pretty. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to use this for my backing. I'll always have a backing. And I don't want to, you know, sometimes with our stamped images, it may not be the same, you know, when you reverse it. I forget what that, symmetrical, when you turn it. So that's okay. You can just use, and again, you don't have to use this. You could just use a piece of cardstock if you wanted to. Totally your choice. I'm going to get some fabric here because I want that as well. And I want to distress that out. So I'm going to pick at it. And then I do want one of my small stamps. I love those little stamps. Love them. All right. I'm gonna cut one out. So, how is everyone doing? Have you guys, is anybody doing one of these with me? Anybody giving one a shot for the first time? Anybody have any questions? Have I confused you? Because Lord knows that can happen. I do know that these videos are long, but I want you to see, and I kind of like the idea of, you know, let's be creative together. You know, let's talk. or basically watch you. I'm not quite sure. I know, I could probably go live. You're all going to tell me, go live. We'll be able to talk to you and ask you questions. I don't know how that works. I would need a moderator. Because I got to be looking at this while I'm trying to do that. So I've got to figure this out. I know. Don't everyone holler at me. I will figure this out. Because, okay, just going to call this as it is. This is, doing the videos this way is a heck of a lot easier to edit. I'll be very honest with you. It would save a lot of time. But I am just sometimes so indecisive. And what I mean by that is I have an idea in my head. I know what I'm doing. I start doing it, and then all of a sudden, you know, you think you're going left, and I'm going to go right. And that's okay. I mean, that's the beauty of when we create, which is wonderful. It truly is. But sometimes, you know, you've got all these dead spots going on your tape, and sometimes that can cause more problems, because then you got to find the dead spots, and you got to do all of that stuff. So, oh, the trials. Yes. But we'll figure it out. Okay, so everything is inked, even my fingers. Oh, forgot to do this. All right. So, what I'm going to do... Oh, that would be fun. Now, wouldn't that be fun? Okay. Let's do that. See? Okay. So let's put that down, and then I'm going to fold that over. Oh, no, that's fun. And it's okay that something's hanging over. I think that adds, you know, again, that edgy, you know, not crisp look. But, again, that's for me. You know, you may want to trim that, and you can, you know, to make it even with the piece. That is totally, totally, totally okay. Not a problem. All right, so now I'm going to add this like this, actually. No, yeah, I'm going to add that like that. So I just want to make sure I'm on the bottom of this. So I see a little bit. Oh, I want her to come up. So I see a little bit of the muslin. Now what I'm going to do while I have this here, I'm going to real quick ink up these edges as well, the back edges. Because it is, you know, it's kind of, you know, that two-sided effect there. Now I'm going to add some glue, because again, I don't know where this is going to hit, but I want to make sure that, you know, it's sticking, that there's glue on each of these areas, and that glue is going to come through the fabric that I'm using as well. So I like that. I think that's really pretty. So now I'm going to come here, and I'm going to put this circle right here. So you can see how I'm going to back it just a little bit, and then I'm going to have this piece coming down here. Now what I could also do, all right, so let me get that piece in place. So you can see, I mean, I'm actually looking at it that it's a two-sided piece, but I also don't want anything to compete against each other, if that makes sense. So like this, I want to grab a clip because I want that to adhere up right onto that butterfly. And then I'm going to grab another one, and I'm going to put that one right down here. Okay. So now with this piece, you know, do I want this to come off of the butterfly? Do I just want that to be alone? And I think that's the way that I want to go. And then I think I'm just going to put this here and have that just sit just like that. And I think that would be cute. And I'm going to put a clamp on that too, so that it sticks. And again, it just gives that strength up here with those two pieces, just to make them a little stronger, so that it'll give it that weight. And again, you know, just did a different edge, looked at it from two sides, you know, just another different way to create those. Now, there's one more thing that we can do. I mean, again, you can really keep on stepping these up, make them your own, and so forth. But here is a strip, and this is 2 1/4. So I'm just going to fold this directly in half. And I'm going to ink around the edges. I know you're watching me ink. It's enthralling, isn't it? And I am going to do the inside as well. But just a little bit. Now, this one is kind of a combination. So it's kind of a combination of the little books that I showed you before. And these. So I have this, and what I'm going to do is I've cut down, I like to get my composition books from the dollar store, and then I deconstruct them. I take out the strings and, you know, I pull it apart, and then I use the covers for something else. So, you know, everything's repurposed. So I'm going to put these just in here. And I'm going to find my center again. All right, and now I'm going to grab my clips. Need my clips. So I'm just going to clip this here. Going to spin this around, and I'm just going to clip this one here. I've already got my tapestry needle and my wax thread ready to go. And I'm just going to put two holes in this. So I'm just going to eyeball it about 1/2 inch in on the side. I'm going to go through. Well, I'm going to do 3, and I shouldn't have. Okay, so there's 1. You always want to have it in odd numbers. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to go in. Just going to hold that tail down. I'm going to come in. I'm going to sew this again. Now, you could have also stapled these. You know, again, I don't think ahead. I'm going to go over to my last one. So I went through this one. I came up towards us through this one. Now I'm going to come all the way over to the third one. I'm going to go down. I'm going to pull all of this down. And then I'm going to go back up through the center, making sure I don't catch my thread. And I'm on the other side of this one crossing over. I'm going to remove my clips. And then I'm going to pull, make sure that this is tight, and I'm going to clip my thread. And I'm going to tie my knot. I'm not going to keep any strings to add charms. You could. I'm just not going to do that for this one, since it's going to be hanging over the edge. So I'm just going to clip those close. I always like to have little tiny tails. Okay, so now I'm going to fold that over. So you have a little tiny top folding signature type thingy. I don't know what to call these. Okay, so let's do the same thing, but let's have more fun. So again, if we're doing the whole thing where things can come over and go around, why can't we do that here? So I've got my piece of fabric here, and I'm just gonna shrink down it just to edge it up. And I'm gonna fold that over. All right, so here we go. Grab my glue. All right, so I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna fold this over. I'm not looking for perfection. My fabric's going all over the place. Okay, so we have that. And let's see, these are already cut because what I'm actually going to be doing is this tag is going to come off of this. So there's going to be one in the front, and there's actually going to be one in the back as well. So these are going to join here together, and you're going to see how I'm going to join these together. So let's get I'm thinking again. I want to have something colorful wise. Let me look through here some of my cuts that I've got here. Oh, I like those. Very plain, very. These are from Tracy Fox. Oh, no, I like these. These two are also from Tracy Fox. I'm spinning my table here. But I like the fact I can cut them down. So, just going to do that. Cut that. Do that. And the beauty of it is I can do this. And then I can do... Okay, that's funny. It was sticking. Okay. Need room. Let me put that there. Let me put that there. I need my ruler. I need to get, and I don't know where to get it actually. I need to get a small metal roller. Okay, I like that. And we'll trim that. Okay, got strings again. Okay, I'm just going to ink that up anyway and put that in my little container of bits and bobs. All right. So now let's get this here. And again, this could be the only thing, you know, that we put on this. So that's kind of what's cool. All right. So we're going to glue these down, and again, we're going to do this on each of the sides. I'm going to put this down further, actually, because I think, yeah, see how that's, well, all right, let's put that up there. I'm just going to tear that. I'm going to ink this up. Because then I can put that there. There. See? Covered up the glue that was sitting down there. See? Everything is fixable. We can fix anything. That's the beauty of our world. Absolutely. All right, so I'm going to get this one down, because I kind of know where I want this to go. So I'm going to put that right there. Now, I'm going to start clipping that, because we've got a lot going on, and I just want to make sure that's adhering. All right. Now, we're going to get this, and we're going to put this on this side. And right off the bat, we're going to make sure that I'm putting it where I want it to go. I really wish I could find my Fabri-Tac. I miss my Fabri-Tac. I really, really do. But if any of you could see the area outside of this video screen, you'd be like, how can you find anything? Because I say it every day. I have no idea how I'm finding anything right now. All right, so now I'm going to add glue to all of this, because I do want these two pieces to connect. And I'm going to make sure that they are touching and that they're even. And I'm going to put a clip on those, because I want those to connect up there. And I'm going to get a clip on this side. And then I'm going to get a clip on that side, just to hold all that down. Okay. So now that's going to dry just for a little bit. As a matter of fact, while that's drying, I'll actually clean up some of all of this trash that we accumulate. You get a lot of bits and strings and everything, I find when I do this, which is, you know, wonderful. So I'm just going to clean up a little bit. But I'm actually getting ready. I got to get ready for a trip that I'm taking soon for work. So I'm actually going to be out for a week. So don't worry, we'll have videos. I've been really focusing on getting them to be up and scheduled and all of that. So hopefully everything will work while I'm away, because I won't have access to fix anything. So that would really be horrible. I won't use my word that I normally use, but it would be. Okay. But I will be away for a week, and then come November, we are back to normal, running large, and getting ready for the holidays. Okay, so what do we want to do next? Well, what we want to do next is we want to grab our hole punch, and I want my smaller hole punch, because we are going to punch through these two tags and right where that white hole is. Now hopefully it's even on both sides, and woohoo, yes it is. Life is good. Life is very good. So what we're going to put through here is some twine, but not the regular twine, because that's kind of thicker. I recently come across this twine here. It was actually in this brand, May Arts Ribbon. It was actually, they had some of this in a Simon Says card kit, and I fell in love with it. So it's got a higher price point, but there are 400 yards on it. Yeah, I'm trying to make it sound good. But yeah, there is an extremely higher price point going on this. But I do like the way that it looks and it feels. So anyway, so I'm cutting a piece of that. I'm going to double it up, and I'm going to be able to push that through. And then I'll be able to snip. And if you take your bone folder to this twine or like a jute and just run it along it like you do those ribbons, see how you can make them go curly, Q-y? I'm using technical terms here, people. Technical terms. But if you keep doing that, it'll actually curl them up. So, and I like to do that, to have that curl. So here you go. This is another type of page type identifier booky thingy. And this way they will have pages on each side. All right, or you can put all of the pages on one side. Now that will give you a better grip onto the book if you do that, if you put all the pages on one side. So on here, you don't have anything. All right, you just have the ability to journal over under here. Over here, you've got your little tiny pad of paper going on. It does grab on better. You can actually feel it when you put it on there. It actually like will hold. And again, if I take this and I'm shaking, it's not falling out. Okay. Now let's see if I put this stuff in the center. I think because of the paper, it's not that great, but again, I mean, I'm holding it down so either way it will hold. But again, what's cool, you've got the little tiny tassels coming off of the top. You see the tag sticking up. So I think that's really different. So if you put all of these in here, you know, you've got some great little tiny tabs that are coming off, different elements that just stick up. I really like that. I like it when there's items that stick up off of the pages. I think it just adds, I don't know, I guess it's just the style that I like to work with. This is a fold out here, so I'm going to put that down there. And then if I come here and put this one here, you know, so again, as we put all of those in there, you know, I've got one sticking there. Forget the green ones that I got going on here. These tell me what goes what. But I mean, I've got that there. I can see part of my butterfly. I can see part of my flower. And I've got the little tiny tag sticking up. You know, that can replace, these can replace that big bookmark that I showed when I showed the original journal that I did. So that's what these are. These would be great bookmarkers or anything else. So I do hope you enjoyed today's project. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you grabbed all your stuff and just created something as I was gabbing here, which is what I do. I thrive in it. There should be an award. I'd get it. So again, the products that I use, they're pretty much the same. They have been listed down there. But if you have, if there's something that I'm missing here, if you have a question, where did I get this, you know, just let me know. And I will make sure that you get that information. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those down below as well, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I am getting caught up into those comments, but please know, no matter how long it is, I will answer every single question or comment that is left on any of my videos. I wanted to say thank you to those. I am close to reaching 15,000 subscribers. I am in awe of that. I cannot say thank you enough for those of you that have been with me since the beginning, which was 2 years ago, or a little more than 2 years. So I say thank you. For those of you that have just joined me, I say thank you. I hope there is something that's inspiring you, and I hope I can continue to do that for you. If you're not a subscriber, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you ring the bell to know what video is coming up next. You can see it's everything paper. And I think once I hit 15,000 subscribers, there's going to be 2 giveaways. I kind of got 2 things going on here when it comes to the channel. I've got junk journals, which I absolutely love, and then I've got card making. So I think something's going to be for each. So stay tuned. I've lost my train of thought. Oh, and make sure you hit the thumbs up. You know, that always helps too. All right. I hope everyone is having a great day. Please enjoy. Make sure you're creative, because again, that's what's most important to me. Always being creative. But take care, everyone, and have a great one.